What is going on, guys? Welcome to Virtual Redban number 747. Actually, Virtualess Redban number 747, the PlayStation Portal. And it's Virtualess because this is a special edition. I'm only doing this part. Usually, you know, if you've been around, you've seen, I usually do two parts, this part, and then the second part's in virtual reality. Tonight, I'm just doing this part. I have too much stuff I have to do, work and stuff. So I'm only doing the first part. So, oh well, sorry. I wanted to come in though and just say hi. Happy Saturday. Cheers to you guys. First drink of the night. Haven't been drinking that much. I usually drink about 4 times a week. In the last 3 weeks or so, I've tried to cut it down to like 2 times a week. And believe it or not, I've lost like 12 or 13 pounds in 3 weeks. I weigh myself every week when I go to the doctor. And I'm like, fuck, am I dying? And I think it's from the not drinking as much, half as much, which is just bonkers. I'm also in like a lot of pain still from my neck, shoulder, which I've talked about. And I think maybe because it's like a constant pain that it's like making me think, I'm just going to go to bed early. I don't feel good. Like the last thing I'm thinking of is like gummy bears, you know, or something. So I don't know, but yeah, hopefully I'm not dying. But 13 pounds in 3 weeks, not bad. So cheers to you. Let's get those pounds up. This is a Death Squad mug, and if you want to get a Death Squad mug, you know where to go, DeathSquad.tv, or at the very top, you can click on Shop Squad, and that'll bring you to ShopSquad.tv, where there's shirts, hats, mugs, and I just want to say, a lot of you have been kicking ass, almost all sold out of almost everything, including the jacket is almost sold out. You guys have been actually buying these things, so really cool. Yes, the Death Squad Toxic Cat shirt is almost completely sold out except for smalls. I said I wasn't going to print any more of these, but you guys went through that last batch so fast, and people are emailing asking for it. There's still some of the long sleeve variants, but those are even selling out. I might make one more Toxic Cat. Maybe I'll mix it up. Maybe I'll make it black and white or something crazy like that. Do you ship to Mexico? I actually did. Here's an update about Shop Squad. We have always shipped worldwide, everywhere. And it is running into a lot of problems. A lot of times the calculator that determines the shipping is wrong, and I have to like shell out $30 just so I could ship it to Dubai or something. So I'm losing money. Also, I would say 1 out of every 4 of these packages come back to us for no reason. And then it's like losing it on the shipping on that, and then making the buyer upset. And I'm like, I don't know. Customs sent it back. So we are now started this week. We have cut down on the places, the countries. We still ship to some countries like Canada and Australia. I think we still do. There's a couple places, England. I will add Mexico to the list, though. I'm sorry. I think we can easily ship to Mexico. That's no problem. But just so you know, if you live in a weird country, not a weird country, but a country that we don't ship to, sorry. Maybe you can email us at shopsquad.tv, and maybe we can work something out. But it was just a clusterfuck, guys. I was looking at how much money we were losing on shipping just because of bad shipping prices, and it's still expensive. It's like shipping to Australia is like $70. Isn't that crazy? But people from Australia still want to buy it. But anyways, there you go. ShopSquad.tv. See if your country is shippable. Also at DeathSquad.tv, you have every episode of Kill Tony. If you didn't know, both episodes of Madison Square Garden are now on YouTube. So you don't have to pay for it now. It's free on YouTube, edited, but there. Part 2 came out yesterday, and that was a clusterfuck. Sorry for that. Had a last-minute phone call about 45 minutes, an hour until it was supposed to air, saying, oh, we need to change something. And I had to run home from the grocery store, edit it, change it, upload it, and then YouTube just took a shit. I think they were confused, like, why are you re-uploading something and deleting something? And so it took forever to process it. So it was a little late on the premiere yesterday, but I tried as hard as I can. Of course, everyone's like, fuck Redban, you suck. And I'm like, hey man, trust me, I had nothing to do with that, but good times. Anyways, part 2, which is my favorite part, is out now at youtube.com/KillTony. You can just click this little Kill Tony badge right here on the right, or Kill Tony YouTube at the top. Also at DeathSquad.tv, you have my comedy club, Sunset Strip Comedy Club. If you're ever in Austin, Texas, maybe you're trying to go to the mothership, the Comedy Mothership. Tickets are always fucking sold out at the Comedy Mothership. I get it. It's frustrating. Well, we have shows every day, pretty much. A lot of the same comics. The comics just run back and forth between all the clubs. My show's The Secret Show every single Thursday, 8 p.m. We had an amazing show this week. It was awesome. It's called The Secret Show every single Thursday. Sunset Strip Comedy Club. It's like one block over from the mothership, downtown Austin. We have a bunch of cool things coming. Look, Zhao Wing Summers. Cool. Dope City. You got Cam Patterson's bi-weekly show, Black and Mild. Shows all the time. Go to sunsetstripatx.com, or again, just go to DeathSquad.tv. Has links for everything I just said. How are you guys in the chat? Man, it's weird. I haven't drank for a couple of days. I haven't been drinking as much. And I took one hit of some green tea, and I feel so stoned right now. And I'm sure this alcohol is just going to run through me so quick. My body's like, what? Where's this been? Had some cool stuff I want to talk about. What's going on in the chat room? We getting drunk tonight. Yeah, seriously. Might be. Yeah. I want that Blockbuster Death Squad shirt you have. That's one I've been thinking about bringing back. I might bring that back, actually. We have a fun... speaking of, anyone vape around here? I don't know how the vape laws are where you live. I know in LA, it seemed like vapes are illegal. I think I remember it being illegal. Like I remember Juuls, like the Juul e-cigarettes. I remember they got rid of mint because it was like advertising too much for kids. And they took away all the flavors. And now I don't even know, do they still sell Juuls anywhere? And vapes, I believe in LA were banned. Like little vape, though, especially flavors. And here in Texas, it's every single flavor. And now they've gotten so, like, this is the first one I got. It had like a weird screen on the side. See that little screen? Like, whoa, that seems so unnecessary. Why is there a little LCD screen on this disposable vape that costs $15? This is watermelon. And then it got a little bit better. These geek bars are really popular here in Texas. And these Also, tells you how much you're charged. This is out of charge. I need to charge this. Tells you how much flavor is left. This is like probably the most common one. If you go to Austin, most common one. Well, Geek Bar, which is this company, not a sponsor. You must be 18. I just picked up this one the other day. I thought it was just a normal Geek Bar. And this is the opposite of what it was banned in LA because it's, for kids. They're saying it's being sold to kids and stuff like that. And this one takes it to the next level. As you can see, it's just a normal looking vape. But watch when I smoke on it. What the hell is all this shit? It's like literally... What? What is all that shit? I mean, this is insane. Anyways, I just wanted to show you that. Crazy. This one is blackberry blueberry, which could go either way. Some of these flavors just a little too much. And this is actually pretty decent. Tastes like cotton candy, kind of. This one was frozen watermelon. Yeah, there, Cloud Life. That was my Cloud Life section. But I have some cool things I wanted to show you tonight. When the PlayStation announced their portable device, I think a lot of us were like, man, that's so cool. PlayStation's about to, get in competition with the Nintendo Switch. And the Nintendo Switch, which is like, 6 or 7 years old now, it is still killing it, kicking ass, selling. I mean, it's one of the biggest video game systems, and it's a little handheld device that you could hook up to your TV, right? And of course, you got all the handhelds that have been coming out, like Steam Deck and all that stuff. Pretty popular, portable little gaming systems on the go. Really popular. So when PlayStation announced their new thing called the Portal, at first I think everybody was like, fuck yeah, another portable PlayStation, like the PSP. Remember the PSP? Their little handhelds? I always loved all of Sony's handhelds, by the way. But when Sony released theirs, immediately everyone got really upset when they found out that it is just a streaming device. It is just something that you need to have a PlayStation already, a PS5, and it just streams from your PlayStation 5 to this device. So it's kind of like a cell phone where you could use your cell phone and do the same kind of stuff. It's just, it's weird. So when I first saw it, I was like, that is so stupid. That is not going to sell. Who would buy this? I don't want this. And I thought everybody, and I think a lot of people thought the exact same thing. My iPad can do it. Who would buy this? It was only $200, which seems fair because it does have a nice LCD screen. It does have a real PlayStation controller, PS5 controller. And if you know, the PS5 controller is just a system seller almost. One of the best controllers in the business. The triggers, everything. I mean, literally ruined the Xbox because the Xbox just kind of didn't really do anything with their controller. This is like, it is one of the best controllers ever made, in my opinion. And I think a lot of people's opinion. If you don't know what I'm talking about, let's just look at the trailer for what the PlayStation Portal is. This is actually Sony's official launch trailer for the pre-order for it when this came out. And I believe this was I think it's been about a year. Let's take a look. So it came out almost a year ago, November 15th. And that was a cool trailer. It looked badass. But I think a lot of us, though, were like, I don't see why I would do that, though. If I want to play PlayStation, I'll just play on my TV. If I wanted to play it on my phone, I could probably download an app that will let me play it on my phone. Or maybe I could hook up a controller to my phone. I don't know. Phone is a smaller screen. That screen looks pretty nice, but I wrote it off. But not everyone else did. Just the idea of it really, and I think it's the same market as the Nintendo Switch. Every little kid wanted this. They wanted to be able to play their PlayStation while they're laying in bed when they're supposed to be sleeping. So they probably told their parents, no, I want this so I can play. And they're probably like, $200, sure, we'll get this for the kid. And the kid's just underneath the covers, sleeping, playing his PlayStation because his parents don't really understand what the device does or something. Anyways, it actually has been kind of hard to find for a while. It is now to a point where I think you could pretty much walk in and get it. I got it at Target. They had them in there. And the only reason I got it is because of this new game that came out that I talked about last episode of Virtual Redban called Astrobot. Astrobot is like PlayStation's Mario. It came out of nowhere and literally has been getting perfect reviews on everywhere. People are saying it should be, including myself, game of the year. It is really just an amazing game. And we talked about this game last episode, I believe. But here, we go watch the trailer just so you people that didn't watch last episode. This is not the game that comes with your PS5. That was the first one, which was more of a tech demo. I didn't even consider that a real game. I thought that was just something that came with the PlayStation, and that was really cool. But I thought it was just like a tech demo. This is actually a legit game, where I would say the first one was like just kind of like a mini game, just showing off the controller and stuff like that. That's what I thought. That's why when this was announced, I didn't give a shit. I was like, oh, it's that cute little free game that came with the PlayStation. But when this came out, it was like, oh no, this is like a full-on game that's like, kind of like, feels very Mario-y. It has a good sense of humor, and it's just 100% fun. This game is 100% fun. If you haven't played it, you have a PS5, get this game. Janice has been addicted to it ever since we got it. Reaper the Rapper! Jesus Christ. I've never seen that trailer before, but that fucking just hyped me up. That was a fucking great trailer. Holy shit. That makes me so excited. Anyways, I've had a weird thing with video games lately. And a lot of it is because I think a lot of people, when they think about, oh, you know what, I want to play a video game, they're like, okay, I got to switch it over on my TV. My God damn it, there's an update. Every time I turn on my shit, there's an update. So I have to do the update. Oh, my controller's not charged up. Oh, my controller. And then by the time I get to the fucking game, I'm like, oh, okay, I have to download this game or whatever. It's just, it takes a lot out of me, it seems like. But this fucking game, after watching so many reviews and just fucking loving this game just from the start, I was like, damn, this game is so fun. And I started playing it and it was awesome. But then there was a few times where, like, Janice wanted to watch a movie. She wanted to watch that the person that did Spirited Away, that new movie that's on HBO Max that comes on Hulu or Netflix in like a couple of days. Forget the name of it. Anyways, and I was like thinking, oh man, now I kind of get that little PlayStation thing, because I kind of want to just sit here on the couch while she's watching this movie and just play it. So then I looked up some news on it, and I found out there's been a lot of updates. Sony's been updating it. A lot of the original problems with the original, when it released, it was fixed. And people seem to actually generally like it. And so I was like, you know, it's only $200. You know, that's like 2 video games. I was like, I'll try it out. And I was going to do one of those. I'll try it out, see what I think. If I don't like it, I'll just return it. You know, that's the good thing. A lot of people, you can return things like this. But I got it. And man, immediately I was in love with it. Let's first take a look at this. Now, I am showing it to you with a cover on it. I got a little silicone rubber, grippy rubber silicone cover for it. You guys already saw the Sony commercial. You know it's white underneath. It pretty much just looks like a PlayStation controller underneath its condom. To turn it on, let's turn it on. I think Janice is downstairs playing on the PlayStation. So I'm guessing that when we turn this on, we're just going to be watching her play. It does take a while to connect to the PlayStation when the PlayStation's off. Let's see how, right now it's just booting up, but let's see how long it takes for it to boot up. Yeah, the screen is nice. Just to give you an example, here's a PlayStation, or sorry, this is a iPhone 16, 15 Plus or Pro Max. It is quite a bit bigger than one of the biggest phones. All right, it says to unlock, press the PlayStation button. And now it's going to connect to, oh, it's already ready to play. So I just hit play. Now Janice is playing right now, I think. This is her downstairs playing. Oh, it looks like she's taking a shit or something. Did I disconnect you? Oh, I disconnected her. Anyways, this is. I'll turn it off in a second. I just disconnected her. I guess when you connect, it turns off the controller downstairs. So I'm gonna let her continue to play. The screen's amazing. Turn off. Okay, I turned it off. Anyways, the screen is fucking awesome, and what's crazy is that there's no lag. So here's how it works. You connect your PlayStation, your PS5, to your internet connection, like you normally, your Wi-Fi. Have mine plugged in, cable, wired, as they say. You have to have somewhat of a good internet. Like if you have a really shitty internet in your house, like you need to fix that, right? You have it connected, and then in your PlayStation, there's like a setting you could choose that means your PlayStation's always on in the background. So it will go to sleep like normal, but it can be woken up. So that's all you do. And then when you get this device, you pretty much connect it. You log into your Sony account. You log in and you search for your PlayStation on here. It connects the devices. So what happens is over the internet, you control your PlayStation on this, and it's through the internet. It's streamed to this, and they've nailed that technology. By the way, that technology's been around for a while, but it is pretty crazy. And I could play it while watching the TV connected to the PlayStation, and it's like a half a second off than what the PlayStation's doing. Like it is almost perfect. But when you're playing, it's perfect. There's no lag. I mean, it's when you go left, you go left, you go up, you go up. But the cool thing about this is that I can just go to a hotel somewhere across the world. And if I log into the Wi-Fi in that hotel room, I can control my PlayStation, play my games just like those games are on this device. And so far, I've been using it for only like 24 hours, maybe 48 hours, and it works flawlessly. Now, let's just look at, there's a guy I like to follow on YouTube. He's a gamer guy, and his name is Metal Jesus Rocks, and he's got a huge video game collection and stuff like that. But he recently put out something 3 weeks ago. Remember, this has been out for a year. And I saw this today when I was trying to find some videos to show you guys. I watched this video of his, which was called "I Was Wrong About the PlayStation Portal." And he pretty much echoed everything that I originally thought about the PlayStation Portal. Like you are going to hear him pretty much say exactly the same shit I just said. Let's just take a little look. If you want to watch this whole video, it's on Metal Jesus Rocks on YouTube. Let's just take a little quick look at what he has to say, because he pretty much sums it up better than me.
Halfway around the world in Norway, and literally remote playing to my PlayStation 5 back in Seattle. And this is so cool. It's like magic. It's like crazy. Hey guys, Metal Jesus here, and well, I got the PlayStation Portal, and you're probably like me. When this was announced, you're like, this is dumb, right?
Yep.
I think most...
I mean, exactly. That is exactly what I thought. That is stupid. Why would I buy this? Why are they selling this?
Most of us wanted a brand new Vita, or maybe the successor to the PSP, basically a dedicated handheld device. And instead we got a remote play device, which when this was announced and when it came out, I pretty much ignored it. I was like, this isn't for me.
Same.
What do I care, right? And then two things happened. And the first one being, my wife came to me and she's like, hey.
Oh, wow. It's always the woman that brings this device, gives us the excuse. It's women's fault. Both him and me got this because of a problem dealing with our womans.
It'd be really cool if you moved the PlayStation 5 from down in the basement down here up into the living room, so it'd be easier for her to play her games. And
why doesn't they have two PlayStations? He has every single video game in the world. He doesn't have two. I even have two. I have a PlayStation 5 right in front of me that I have not used yet, but it's hooked up to this TV in front of me.
And do all that. And the second thing that got me thinking, I started following some of the firmware updates that were released for this. And Sony actually addressed several of the common complaints with this. And so I made the leap. I actually bought one and I've been using it for a while now. So in this video, I'm going to give you all of my thoughts and yeah, some of the things that maybe still need a little bit of work. Let's take a look.
Awesome fucking name, by the way, YouTube name.
I've had the PlayStation Portal for a couple weeks now and have put probably maybe 20 plus hours into using it in various scenarios. And I've come up with some pros and...
By the way, it looks so much better without the case on it. But we'll talk about this case in a second. There's a reason why I have this case on it in a second. But look how nice it looks without the case. You see the lighting, the blue lighting around the white part.
And cons. And I will say right off the bat, I am very happy with this purchase, but as with a lot of things, it's not perfect. And this video is going to be pretty interesting because, you know, you're probably like me, you watched early reviews of this, but the good thing is that Sony has continued to release firmware for it and has addressed many of the things that people initially weren't very happy with. Now, the first pro is obviously that this allows you to remotely play your PlayStation 5 games. Duh, right? That's why you would buy this. But it also allows you to play your PlayStation 4 games, right? Because the PS5 is backwards compatible. And the only thing I would say to that is that it really is best for people who probably have a digital collection, because keep in mind, if you're like me...
This is true, and this is something I was going to say. One of the negatives, for sure, is that I, like this guy, love buying all my games physical still. That doesn't mean I slip and get angry and just want the game instant gratification and I buy some games digitally. But I usually, for most games, including Astrobot, but I love to buy. I wish when you buy a physical copy, it came with a digital copy. You know what I mean? Kind of like when you buy a Blu-ray and it comes with like a digital copy sometimes. Why haven't they done that in video games? That's crazy. They need to find a way to do that. That actually really pisses me off. Anyways, but because it's just controlling your PlayStation wirelessly, if it's a game that you have to put the disc in, you have to make sure the disc is in. You have to, you know, if you're out of town, I would have to call Janice and be like, Janice, can you eject that disc and put that disc in? Like, that kind of sucks. And if it's digital, you don't have to do that, obviously. I mean, there's pros and cons. I am just old school, and I like to have a physical disc. It's kind of stupid. I wish... It kind of sells me... This is like the first time it kind of sells me on understanding digital copies better. I just think when it comes to digital copies, it's like, yeah, what happens in the future if Sony goes out of business and then I lost all those games? That's kind of fucked up. But I guess I shouldn't think like that.
Me, you've got a lot of physical discs. Well, do you really want to have to run over to the console and swap games out? You might want to do that here and there, but in using this over the past couple weeks, I've like... Yeah, it is much nicer to have digital copies of games. That way I can swap back and forth. Great in your hands. It's not heavy at all.
Yeah, and that's another thing. It's really not heavy. It is very light. It feels pretty much like a PlayStation controller and, I guess, a cell phone. I don't know. It's not like a Steam Deck. I tell you what.
And it's very comfortable. Again, when you see something this large, you know, about the size of a Steam Deck, you're like, man, is this going to be really heavy? No, it's not at all. And that 8-inch LCD screen, it looks great. I was very impressed with this. Again, you know, they could have easily put a cheap screen on here, but no, it actually looks really good. And thankfully, it's super easy to set up. There's really not much to do here. You just have to pair it with your PlayStation 5 and your PlayStation account, and you're really just up and going in a matter of minutes. And one of the really big selling points of this is that you're getting real PlayStation 5 controllers, which are excellent. You know, a lot of people love the PlayStation 5 controllers, myself included, and so there's a built onto the side of this. So in addition to that, you also get that HD rumble, that that haptic feedback that you would expect built into this device. Now, initially when this launched, Sony really advertised this as a
Even cross-platform. I wish these new PlayStations would let me play my old PS2 games. Dude, Polly is 100% correct. I personally think that that is one of the biggest selling points of any console. If Xbox does it first, or PlayStation does it first, or even Nintendo, if you somehow have a physical copy of any PlayStation 1 through current system game, either put it in the disc in, or you register the serial number of that game, it should be able to play every single game. I agree 100%.
device that you would use in your home. They basically said, hey, you're going to need to be on the same Wi-Fi network in order for this to work. However, I think the feedback that they got was...
So did you hear that? This is, I think, the main thing that I didn't know about this. I actually did not hear this part when I originally saw this video. When it first was launched or announced, you had to be on the same Wi-Fi network as your PlayStation. I didn't know that. I thought it was always... I think maybe I forgot that, but now that's not true. You could be you just need a Wi-Fi network. You could be across the world. You could be at a hotel down the street with a mistress. You could be anywhere. That is fucking cool.
Same Wi-Fi network in order for this to work. However, I think the feedback that they got was that this is a huge missed opportunity to only be able to use this in your house. And so through several firmwares over the last year, they've actually added the ability to connect to public Wi-Fi.
Perfect.
And specifically, it now supports those Wi-Fi logins where it'll ask you for your name, like if you're at a Starbucks, or if you're in a hotel, it might ask you for your last name and your room number. It now supports that, which is really cool. So for instance, I tried this at my local Starbucks. I took it in there, sat down, and essentially what happens is that you connect to the Starbucks Wi-Fi, and then it prompts you to scan a code with your phone or your tablet or whatever you brought with you. And that agrees to Starbucks privacy statement, and then you're on. And you can connect to your PlayStation 5 at home pretty much anywhere in the world. It's pretty wild. And so I was playing a bunch of games sitting at a Starbucks. It was really cool. I was like, okay.
Holy shit. I think he has the same case as me. I'm about to show you this case right after this video, but I'm pretty sure that's the same case that I got, and highly recommend. Little sneak peek.
Okay, this is how it should be, right? And yeah, it worked.
Or you could just check the YouTube description below. There's a link to this case.
Really well. And so this is one of the big things that really convinced me to buy this, because now suddenly I can be, like I said, anywhere in the world. I can be sitting in a hotel room halfway across the world playing with my PlayStation 5 games remotely. Again, that's just awesome, right? Also, through firmware, they added support for 5G networks for better response, which is important because now we need to get to latency, right? And the thing is, this is technically running on your PlayStation 5 back home, and it's just sending back and forth the display to that portal. But honestly, it's not that bad at all, especially in my testing. Now, I recently got a router upgrade in my house, and so in my setup, my PlayStation 5 is down in my game room. It's connected via Wi-Fi, and then obviously the portal is also connected via Wi-Fi. So there's a lot of potential there for latency, and there is some. You will feel it for sure. But I found actually that most of these games are completely playable. They work fine and across many different genres that I would normally be very concerned about latency. You know, first-person shooters, some racing games, some arcade games, things like that. Again, and I want to be clear here, it's not the same. Like, I've read some reviews of people like, I can't tell the difference. You can tell the difference. In my opinion, you can definitely tell the difference. However, I think it's still very playable. And you could get better performance if you plug your PlayStation 5 into Ethernet, right?
That's what I did. And then also, you know, somebody in the chat, Polly said Redban won't it get glitchy as fuck without a stable Wi-Fi connection? Oh yeah, you need a stable Wi-Fi connection. But I mean, like, look, any modern cell phone that has 5G LTE, like T-Mobile, like, I'm getting amazing speed anywhere I go. I'm getting faster than most people's internet on my phone, most places, big cities, whatever. Even with this, way overkill. You'll be great if you have a good internet connection on your PS5. Any stable modern LTE connection would be pretty good. And let's be honest, it doesn't take that much internet for this. If you are at any hotel that has a somewhat decent download speed, you're going to be okay. And it detects your internet speed. So it won't make it as HD if you're on a lower internet, which on a screen this size ain't that big of a deal if it's not in 4K or 1080 or whatever. If it's in 720, you're probably not going to notice it on this tiny screen.
So you run an Ethernet cable to your router directly instead of using Wi-Fi, and I think you would get a lot of, you know, better performance in that scenario. So that's
why is this guy acting like he? How is this guy a gamer and he's using Wi-Fi in his basement and he has one PlayStation? That's what's crazy to me. Because if you watch this channel, Metal Jesus Rocks, he has so much money in video. Maybe that's why he just spends all his money in gaming, or in collectibles and video games and 20-year-old Genesis titles, and he's not buying an extra PS5 and a Ethernet cable. It's kind of crazy to me. No hate, Metal Jesus Rocks. I'm just kidding. I love you.
Something to consider, especially if you plan on using this a lot. I'm actually considering it myself. A couple other things that I like, including the speakers. They are on the top there, and I found them to be nice. Yeah, that was a nice surprise. But it is going to cut into your battery life. And so if you are very
let's hear about the battery life.
Concerned about that, knock it down to 50%, something like that, and you'll notice that your battery life will go up quite a bit. And then they made it really interesting
with the battery
on how bright you have that screen. It'll pretty much volume down quite a 5, 6, 7 hours sometimes.
5, 6, 7 hours. There you go, battery life.
It really depends on how bright you have that screen. When you first get it out of the box, the brightness is cranked completely up, and it looks great, like I said, but it is going to cut into your battery life. And so if you are very concerned about that, knock it down to 50%, something like that, and you'll notice that your battery life will go up quite a bit. And then they made a really interesting choice in regards to headphones. So
all right, this is what I wanted to talk to you about. One of the first things I did was take a headset, a Bluetooth headset. I was like, all right, Janice is watching this movie. I want to connect these headphones. And they were actually Sony's first headphones, like that when the PS5 first came out. I forget, Pulse Regular. I think they're called Pulse or something. And I couldn't get it to connect because what? There's no fucking Bluetooth on it. And immediately I was upset. Like, oh, damn it. I might have to return this. There's no way to do Bluetooth headphones on a device like that. Then I read some articles for the reason why, and Bluetooth pretty much sucks when it comes to latency and stuff like that. And then I found out what these were. These right here, guys, are a new headphone that pretty much just came out from Sony that look almost exactly like the original headphones that I got when the PlayStation 5 came out. The original, I think, called Pulses. Is that what it's called? Is it called Pulse? I don't remember. Something like that. Sure. And these headphones connect not through Bluetooth, but through something else to the portal. And of course, I had to overnight ship these things immediately. Let's take a look at the trailer, just so you guys know what these headphones are. These are the Pulse Elite. Did you just see what that said? See, the reason why they don't use Bluetooth is because they're using this thing that Sony says has zero latency, ultra low latency, better than Bluetooth. And if you want to, you can pair with phones or tablets. And you could simulate, you could listen to it also on your, you could, all at once. You could do both. You could do Bluetooth to your mobile devices, and you could do, 30 hours of battery life. That is better than most headphones. Quick charging, 10-minute charge, 2 hours of gameplay. So I just got these, and the setup definitely was annoying as fuck. 100% annoying to set these up. It took me way longer than it should because Sony's own instructions on how to set these up were wrong to this day. It took me a Reddit poster deep into Reddit to figure out what it is. It's telling you to hold down this button for 8 seconds to pair. What they don't tell you is first turn on the headset. It will blink blue. Now, while it's already turned on, now hold it down for 8 seconds. Now it will blink blue faster. They just say hold down the button instead of like turn it on first. That little thing, literally 30 minutes of figuring that out. But once it did, oh man, these things sound amazing. Amazing, and you could play it on your PlayStation, you could play it on your Portal. You can actually just, that comes with a USB dongle. You could plug it into pretty much anything, laptop, computer, whatever, PC, and use these also. If you're looking for some good headphones, highly recommend. Also, it has AI, supposedly, a microphone that pulls out amazing sound. And it just pushes back in so nice and easy. Let's go back to this. There we go. So I plugged that in today. Fucking amazing. Let's go back to Metal Jesus Rocks.
This is so Sony. So it supports a wired phone jack. So that's cool, right? Because I've got a really nice pair of wired headphones. However, I think a lot of people kind of were hoping and are moving towards Bluetooth headphones. And I have a nice pair of those as well. Well, this does not support it at all. Unfortunately, you're basically just going to have to use wired headphones. Or They support their proprietary PlayStation Link protocol.
Those headphones.
This is something that I hadn't paid attention to at all. I guess it just
Same.
came out a couple years ago. So basically the PlayStation branded headphones, I guess, will work with this, but not other brands of Bluetooth headphones. It's kind of weird that they did that. I'm not entirely sure if maybe that's based on trying to get the best battery life or something. I have no idea. Some of the cons that are associated with this is that it can take a while sometimes to wake up your PlayStation 5.
100%, 100%. It's not that long. I would say it's like 30 seconds, 45 seconds. Because literally what it's doing is telling your PlayStation 5 if it's asleep. If you haven't played it in a couple days or a week, it's telling you like, hey, wake up, wake up. And your PlayStation's like, okay, hold on a second. Your PlayStation goes, takes a piss, and comes back. It's like, okay, I'm awake. But if your PlayStation's been used recently, it doesn't take that long.
So your PlayStation 5 needs to be in rest mode, and it's not a big deal, but you'll notice whenever you first launch it and try to connect to your PlayStation 5 that essentially it's got to wake it up, and it takes, probably, I don't know, maybe 10, 15, 20 seconds, something like that. I said
30.
Not a big deal, but I wanted to mention it. Another thing is that it only works with PlayStation 5 games. You can't stream Netflix. You can't even watch your own Blu-ray movies.
I didn't know that.
It's probably something to do with licensing, I'm sure.
Sure.
And how that all works out. But just be aware, this only supports games. And then the final thing I want to mention is that, you know what? You can already do this with your smartphone or your tablet, because there is a free app that is
And we talked about this already. It's a smaller screen. Also using controllers on your actual phone, which I hate. I hate when there's controllers on your phone where you have like a virtual keyboard and stuff like that. I hate this. That you can, I think, hook up a controller to your phones, I think. But then when you're getting to that point, it's just $200.
planning on buying, but now that I have it, I kind of like it. Do I wish Sony would have made the successor to the PSP or Vita
we all
with
think
a
that.
dedicated...
Anyways, check out the full video if you want to at Metal Jesus Rocks. Give him a subscribe. So there you go. I also, just like him, really didn't see this coming. If you asked me a week ago, I would have been like, fuck the portal, fuck the portal. I'd be like that. But it's changed my mind, especially if you have a game that you're obsessing about. Like, I don't have that problem much anymore, and that Astrobot was like the first thing to really kind of bring me back. This might be something fun. Imagine just laying in your bed while you're, like every night before I go to bed, Janice reads like a book every 2 days. She's obsessed with Stephen King books. She just finished the Tower series. And it was emotional for her. Like, she reads in bed every night. She's a big, huge book reader. And I usually just go on TikTok and I'm just laying in bed while she's reading and big double chocolate chip cookie. And I do the Rizzler, like dumb fucking shit. But now I could lay in bed with my little headphones on and literally just play a fucking PlayStation game. PS5 game, and it makes more sense now because it is a good screen. It's the original controller, pretty much. It is literally like I have my PlayStation or my TV in front of me. Now, if you decide to get one, and trust me, it's not a paid promotion. This is a legit, real, and I will tell you, after a week of using this, 2 weeks, I'll give you an update. What is annoying me, and all that stuff. I will say there's a lot of annoying things, like a lot of things that has to do, like that whole thing with the connecting the headphone thing. Sony should have already figured it out. I shouldn't be deep in a Reddit page. I couldn't even find anything on YouTube about it. I will say there's definitely needs some work. Anyways, I wanted a case for it, and when I went to Amazon, I immediately saw that there was a case that was pretty cheap It's actually $30. And by the way, all of this stuff, all these links, there's affiliate links below on the YouTube. If you click on it, it will take you to all the things I'm talking about. And I get a couple pennies if you end up buying something. But there is a case that is the #1 bestseller on Amazon. There's also a 10% off coupon. So it's below $30. And I just wanted it for the case. This is it right here. It's called the Full Luck 3-in-1 accessory set. And I literally saw this and I was like, oh, that looks perfect. I just want a case for it. So if I, want to go on the road or something, $30, sure. What I didn't know is this fucker comes with more than a case. It comes with this right here, which is the rubber case that I have, silicone case on it. It's literally just a pretty generic rubber case. It's got cutouts for the fans on the front, the top, the placement of the buttons, all pretty decent. I will say it kind of feels slippery because it's just like soft rubber. It literally is the same material as a rabbit. If you ever used a rabbit on a lady. It also comes with screen protectors. 2 of them. I think there was 2 of them. Maybe there's 1. But it comes with all this stuff, all pretty decent too. I mean, just think of it as like you got a good case and it comes with all this extra stuff. Again, I don't know who makes this. I'm sure it's China. It seems pretty quality though, and like a pretty cheap price. Check out the link below if you're interested. Also, the portal is $200. Where I live, you can get it overnight. I got mine through Target. But look at the reviews. Almost 5 stars. And it's in stock now. Again, not a sponsor. It seems like a sponsor. I would think it's a sponsor. This whole video, I would think of it as a sponsor. But not. I promise you. Sony, want to be a sponsor? That trailer for Astrobot. I can't stop thinking about it. Now, we have to talk about the PS5 Pro. Speaking of not a sponsor. If you don't know, the PS5 Pro was announced. Every single PlayStation that I can remember. I mean, I take that back. It was not a PS2 Pro. When did the Pros start? Was it, I want to say PS4, right? I think PS4 was the first Pro. I don't think there was a PS3 Pro. I think there was a PS3 Slim. PS3, man. But I like the Pro. What the Pro is usually it's halfway through a product's life cycle. Sony has always released a Pro version, usually like 3 years into a product, like halfway through death. They'll do a Pro version, and it still plays all the same games, but it can do better frame rates. It can do better graphics. It was always a little bit more expensive, I guess, like $100 more. And I always liked it. I think the PS4 Pro, maybe there was a PS3 Pro. I think the PS4 Pro, though, added where you can play the games in 1080 or something like that. I can't remember. There was a reason why I really liked, I think, the PS4 Pro. I don't remember. This time around, they announced the PS5 Pro. People are upset because it's expensive. I think it's like $700 or something like that. And it's just like, the presentation wasn't like, it kind of sucked. I haven't watched too many videos on this because I was just so unimpressed. Like they showed like 2 different games Like, this is it on the PS4 or PS5. This is on PS5 Pro. And I was like, I mean, I don't have the best eyesight. I didn't have my glasses on. So I was like, I actually don't see that much of a difference. Like, I don't know. Here's the trailer for that, I guess. It jumped. It jumped. By the way, I do like how this is proving a point, like how the frame rates are going to go higher. This is a good legal loophole. A visual example of like, it's going to have higher frame rates. Instead of 60 frames per second, it's going to go, but there's no legality there. Like, it's just saying high frame rates while showing a goober come down like some sperm coming out of a AI's matrix dick. Oh, that fucking squirted right next to the ball in the censored part. Oh my god, it's a sperm off. Rainbow. Anyways, I like that trailer, but still, that didn't really show much. It just had weird, I don't know, suggestions, I guess, when it comes to it. Let's see what people are saying. Let's go to Linus and his new bleach job.
PS5 and darn near what the average. After some very unpopular moves lately, Sony has finally dropped a welcome surprise on their fans. The eager.
All right. Let's just see the wrap up. If you want to watch the whole video, this is why is the PS5 Pro, why the PS5 Pro is $700. He breaks down the tech, and he actually is pretty positive in this video, if I remember. If you want to watch the whole thing, of course, that's Linus Tech Tips on YouTube. Let's just see what his final thoughts were.
But I can't control what people spend their paychecks on. What I can control is making sure they get their paychecks with this message from our sponsor.
Well, this was bad timing.
Different economic reality than its predecessors. And the cold hard truth is that while Sony's hardware costs have fallen, electronics manufacturing doesn't get cheaper nearly the way that it used to. Combine that with some other recent business challenges, and Sony might just not be in the mood to take big losses on hardware with the assumption they're going to make it up in the near future on games. So, with that in mind, it looks to me like they're just keeping the margin structure pretty much flat and giving us about $250 worth of bigger SSD and GPU for about $250. So what do you want? Well, more competition probably. I mean, if Microsoft was bringing their A game, or the Switch 2 existed, Sony might be willing to get more aggressive. But as it is now, they have not only not bothered to drop pricing on the original PS5, they've actually increased pricing in some regions. And with Sony leading the market, I don't see that changing anytime soon. So, what's the good news?
You know, I think Sony's doing exactly what Sony should do. Sony is the Apple right now. They know that they're destroying the Xbox. They know they're on top of their game. Sony has always made the best cameras, the best TVs, in my opinion, the best everything. Sony is Apple, but they're not smug about it. Like Sony probably killed Steve Jobs because Steve Jobs knew this. Sony is the hot topic CEO. I think Sony's doing what they should do, and I think they don't have anything to worry about. And that's maybe like, look at this on. Here's a good. I didn't get to do this when I first saw this video. Here is the PS5 Pro on the right and PS5 Performance on the left. Looks like there's more details immediately on the truck top. I would almost say that this Performance on the left has better sidewalk graphics. Oh, these aren't the same trucks, because there's the truck behind on the left that has detail on the top. So it's not more detailed. This is just two different cars that I'm looking at, but the same kind of scene. In the back, I guess the trees on the right look a little bit better. Sharpened? I mean, oh, God, looking at it like this, I really don't see that much of a difference at all. It looks a little bit sharper on the right.
If you watched the side-by-side footage and you couldn't tell the difference, you're not alone. And that's kind of good news. If the visual upgrades don't mean that much to you, you can just save $250 and still buy the base model. The PS5 really is, still 4 years later, a great machine for the price. David, the writer for this video, has hundreds of hours on his, and I think that's exactly who Sony is targeting. David, are you gonna buy one?
Yeah.
And I'm the same way. But all of us nerds, all of us real video game nerds have to. It's in our. That's the only reason I'm convincing myself that this Portal is awesome. Because I've always been a video game nerd guy since day one.
Predictable. I can't say that I agree with the decision, but I can't control what people spend their paychecks on. What I can control is making sure they get their.
All right. Anyways, watch that whole video. That's all my talk about Sony. By the way, all those links I talked about, including that case, the Portal, the headphones, are all in the description below. They're all Amazon links. Yeah. What do you guys think in the chat? Starlight, star bright, geek bar, give me cancer tonight. Linus is Jeremiah's most ridiculous character. Oh my God. I'm going to tell Jeremiah that. I want to see that. There was another person that I told Jeremiah that I think he would be perfect for, and he never did that character. I mean, this is like 7 years ago, and I'm like, oh my God, you got to do this character. But he was like pissed off about it, I think, or he was like too nerdy for Jeremiah. So I can't even remember who it was now. God, I wonder if I could remember that, because it was something I was like, There's also another comic you might know, Nick Yusuf. And back in the day when Kevin Rose, like Tech TV and shit like that, and Nick Yusuf was just like, he just started, he's a comic, and he just started at the Comedy Store as a door guy when he was like super young, like 21 or 22 or something like that. I used to always say, man, he looked just like Kevin Rose. And I used to record videos of him acting like he's Kevin Rose, and he would play along. But I would send it to Kevin Rose. I don't remember what happened with that, but Nick didn't give a shit about Kevin Rose. He didn't know who he was, so he never he could have done some funny shit acting like Kevin Rose, because he looked just like Kevin Rose at the time. That's such an inside dumb joke. Let's go through some really quick news. There's been some rumors that the Quest 3 is about to release their version of a S, like an iPhone S, like a cheaper version of something that's popular. And I guess they just outed themselves. The Quest 3S name seemingly confirmed in leak media support page. Meta support pages now confirm the action button on the Meta Quest 3S. Yeah. One last leak. I'm told the button on the bottom of the visor is an action button of sorts. In certain OS versions, it's used to toggle pass-through. And there's actually, it shows the headset. There's people that hate those little circles, you know, what's that called? Circle phobia or something like that. They're going to hate this controller or this headset. The image above reportedly comes from a Meta support page detailing an action button, which seems to allow the user to switch between virtual reality and pass-through, an action that's done with a tap of the headset on the Quest 3. Still not clear, though, if this is all real. In May, Meta-owned studio briefly listed the Quest 3S as a supported device. So it seems like this name is real. It's being leaked constantly, probably on purpose. Anyways, the FCC certification's already in the books. Now everyone's waiting for the confirmation of those specs. In a big reveal at Connect 2024, kicking off September 25th and 26th. Oh shit, in like a little over 10 days, there's going to be a Quest 3S. Which is fine, but I also think the Quest 3 is already so fucking cheap. You know? But I guess, make it cheaper. If the kids want to go underneath the covers and put their headset on and watch illegal UFC streaming and VR, let them do that instead of go to bed and wake up for trigonometry. Trigonometry. I would have a degree if it wasn't for trigonometry, whatever it's called. I have 2 math classes until I get a degree, and I refuse to do it. I don't want a degree. And now, is trigonometry, whatever the fuck it's called, still a thing? I could just be like, hey Siri, what's trigonometry? Now I don't even know how to say it. It's trim a log or tree. Trim a log or tree. What is your level of experience? Do you want to trim a tree or trim a log? Trim a log or tree. Yeah, might as well be that. Fucking one math class, I failed twice. And I was like, nope. I have a job designing websites. I don't need to do this anymore. I'm just going to design websites. This is like 97. Adobe Macromedia, who was bought by Adobe. Someone in Macromedia stumbled upon me. I think her name was Jennifer. And she sent me every single program from Macromedia, which was like Macromedia Shockwave, Flash, Dreamweaver, whatever they were called. Like each one of those programs was like $2,000, and I was a broke-ass college student. She gave me all those. I used to make Flash. I had Flash websites in 1997 or whenever it was. I remember I used to have a website where this cat paw would come out and go, meow. Like if you click on a button on the menu, this cat paw would come out and grab you or swat you. I need to find that. I have that on a hard drive somewhere. Way ahead of the time. The website was orange too. God damn it. I know I have video of that somewhere. Oh, I've got to write that in my journal. Find that video. I remember that. Because back then there wasn't websites to find like cat meows easily. So I had to record my own. I was like, meow. Stupid. All right, here's another game that's coming out called Human Fall Flat VR. It's a physics platformer. It's coming soon to VR headsets. Let's just click on the link. Oh God, let's turn. Wow. That was a horrible trailer. Backrooms inspired PC action.
Like, this isn't Overwatch era anymore.
Jesus.
Like, you have companies.
Shut up. Pools VR is a PC adventure game. Here's the trailer for Pools VR. Ooh. If you watch Virtual Redban, when we go into virtual reality, you know that we all love a good pool. This is like already, I mean, kind of pool bonery. I mean, God damn. All my Virtual Redban people know what I'm talking about. That's good, realistic pool right there. Looks like an old YMCA, man. Looks like that shit's going to be closed soon, and urban explorers are going to be walking around that beautiful palace. Oh, God. This is creepy as fuck. Oh, they are the urban explorers. It must have just closed. Wait, God, this is actually scaring me watching this. I need to stop watching it. I think we've watched this before. Oh God, this is actually scary. I don't like this anymore, dude. Why? I'm just done for this shit. God damn it. Ah, I don't want to watch this. All right, cool. Oh my God, what is this? Death? Are those death slides? What the hell is this? That looks awesome, man. Oh my God, that looks so cool. Okay, I want to do this so bad. Can you play with friends? You gotta play with friends. Oh my God, that looks so good. Russian bathhouse simulator. JRA, you're right. Mannequin, man. I love that old game, Prop Hunt. You guys have probably seen us play that in VR before, where you just like, somebody's hunting you and you could change into like a shoe. And the whole idea is trying to hide from somebody, and you could be different items around a house, like a plant or a chair or a couch. It's really fucking fun. Anyways, this is kind of like, I guess we've looked at this once before, but it's launched, I believe, or it's about to launch. It has the same idea of that, though. It's called Mannequin. One of these mannequins aren't real. They're an assassin. That looked badass. What do you guys think? I love that. It looks fun as fuck. Mm-hmm. 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 Has a Reds type soundtrack, Tronish vibes. Yeah. Mannequin, fun 80s movie. Yeah, I agree. And I bet a lot of people don't know what Mannequin is. By the way, there's a lot of times where you're watching this on a replay and there's a part cut out or a part muted. That's because YouTube's been on everyone's asses recently. They've really incorporated AI into their copyright stuff. It's a whole it's a whole thing now. But tracking any kind of music where they can take some percentages on is now being AI'd to death. So when I show like trailers and stuff like that, that's usually going to, yeah, movie trailers, like selling a movie so people would want to watch something. Advertising. How is advertising being copywritten stroke? It's fucking mind-numbingly getting bad and bad for Kill Tony, for this show. In like a lot of the episodes, people are asking me what happened to those last streams. Copywritten like crazy. Blocked in most countries. So make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell and that like button, because a lot of these episodes, I'll spend some time and edit a song out here and there. But sometimes it's like, I can't even put this up. It's just blocked. So sorry, guys. That's the problem with the, the future. Why am I smoking that? Anyway, so I'm about to show you the trailer for Mannequin. And I'm sure it's going to be edited out later. I'll just show you a little piece of it. And I love the fact that Canon Films, if you don't know what Canon Films is, I think I remember it from the original Terminator or something. Was it the original Terminator? Anyone know? There was a movie that I fell in love with Canon Films. I don't know why. I think it was just like we saw the gold go together. The logo for it. Like, I think it's just like, oh, that's so that's so rich. I don't know. But I always love Canon Films, and I think there's some interesting stories about that whole company. Anyways, let's watch a little bit of the trailer, Mannequin. I don't know if I'm going to show the whole thing, 'cause some trailers will just get you kicked off YouTube immediately. They'll just stop streaming you. So let's just let's look at it double speed. It might actually help the trailer. Let's do 1.5. It might help the trailer though, because you know how back then everything was drawn out and romantic. You know, like, oh baby, come over here. Well, maybe doubling the speed a little bit will actually help the trailer make it seem a little bit fresher. All right, here's Mannequin double speed. TikTok style, I guess, or kid style. Kids menu.
Jonathan Swisher
Context.
loves to talk to his work.
You know, you're the first thing that created and made me feel like an artist. Don't you like any scarf?
He never expected
Not especially.
to hear it talk back.
I really think I'm going crazy.
I am so glad you're working here. I never thought they'd hire anyone stranger than me.
You're the only one who can see me like this.
To the rest of the world, he's a disaster.
You're quiet.
And she's a
By the way, he just got shocked in his asshole.
disaster.
His butthole. He just got a Hitachi in his ass. He didn't cry about it. That's just normal shit, man. He didn't sue anybody. He didn't make a bad Yelp review.
You're quiet.
And she's a dummy.
You are one sick puppy.
But together,
Hey, don't do that.
You weren't so shy when you were creating me.
You weren't so real.
they make magic.
And by the way, the idea of falling in love with a mannequin and you're the only one that can see it and everyone else can't see it, like literally, that's mental illness. And I have not watched this movie since it came out in 1987, I think. And I wonder if you rewatch the movie Mannequin, that it's just a sad story of somebody with mental illness. It might be like really depressing. Like it's like, no, it's the 80s Philadelphia. You're just too dumb.
Look at him with the dummy.
Who are you to criticize? That new stock boy. I just want you to keep an eye on him for me.
I think I'm gonna handle things my own way. All the girl mannequins disappeared from the windows last night. Film at 11. Yes, my dear, your favorite. She is gone too. Get him!
You're magic.
He's talking to the dummy again.
Andrew McCarthy, Kim Cattrall,
You know I would never bother you when you're getting a piece of wood.
Mannequin.
I mean, seriously, if you walked in and saw your friend making out with a mannequin, and you are urban, it's going to raise some issues, like your friendship, your work environment. Like, this movie needs to be re-edited. Like, it's about a guy losing his mind, and you know, they need to change this from a comedy. Somebody needs that, you know, one of those people that do this shit on YouTube or something like need to re-edit Mannequin as it's a serious drama about a guy losing his mind to you know, homeless style, like where you're outside screaming at people and shitting everywhere.
Never bother you when you're getting a piece of wood.
Mannequin.
Wow. I've not thought about that movie in so long. That's a movie. Is Mannequin even available like on Netflix or something? Where's Mannequin at? It's on Fandango. That's it? Oh, it's on Prime Video. Oh, it's unavailable to watch at my location? Is this a ExpressVPN ad? Nope. Sure isn't. No sponsors here at Virtual Redban. Sony. Did Sony make the movie Mannequin? No. It was that cool company. Vision OS 2. That's right. Apple's Vision Pro is about to get a new operating system, just like the iPhone. What cool things are they going to bring to the almost forgotten about VR headset from Apple? Coming next week, you could take regular photos and turn those 2D images into spatial videos with depth and dimension. So it's going to take photos that you have that are just normal photos, and it's going to make it like 3D. It's going to make it 3D. And also, when you're on FaceTime, you could share and interact with those photos, videos, and panoramas with friends and family, allowing you to relive memories together in life size. It's also got a redesigned photo app. You could trim videos at any scale. You could see your keyboard in any environment. You could have cinematic video experiences in Safari. You can watch like videos on a massive screen. So you could pretty much, any video that's in Safari, you could like sit back like you're in a movie theater and watch it. And there's going to be like reflections and cool effects like screen glowing. And finally, this is something that I love so much, and I want it on my iPad. I want it everywhere. I've been angry about this, is guest mode. Usually with your Vision Pro headset, like if you want like somebody else to use it, they have to go through this huge setup every single time. They got to retrack everything. It's got to know who you are, and like it's annoying. But now with this this guest mode, you can easily let your friends and family try the Apple Vision Pro. It now saves their eye and hand data, so you don't have to redo and scan your eyes and do all this setup shit. Now you could just look at text and have it read it to you. So if you get a text message or if you want it to read a website for you, you can just look at it and be like, yo, read this shit. And it will. You can use AirPlay to mirror your devices to Apple Vision Pro. So like if you have anything that can do AirPlay, you could have it go instead of your TV. You can AirPlay somebody's phone. Hey, check out this video. I'm going to AirPlay. I'm sitting next to you. I could have like Janice when I'm in VR. Janice, send that to me, and she could be on her phone and connect to my headset and just play like a video or a photo. AirPlay her whole phone to me if she wants to. There's also train support in travel mode. So if you're commuting. Anyways, that just seems like a pretty good update. We'll see. I don't think it's going to change any sales or anything. iPhone 16 adds spatial photos and spatial audio capture for Vision Pro. Yeah, the new iPhone 16 was announced. The pre-order was Friday. I ordered the iPhone 16 Pro Max or whatever the fuck it's called. But I did it in the copper. Or it looked like copper. You know what I'm talking about? The copper one. If you don't know, they have a whole new iPhone. That's the one I got. It's I guess it's gold. To me, it looked more coppery. You got this new button on the top. Or on the side, I mean, that can be used. It's pressure sensitive, so if, like a camera, like you could hold it down halfway. You could also use it to like go through brightness and do manual controls. If you're, it's just like for camera people that want to take better cameras, you can get used to it pretty easy, I think. Actually, really, that's the only reason I would recommend this one over any of the other iPhones is for people that want manual controls and a new button. This actually is pretty good, nice. It's got 4K 120, which is weird that they wouldn't put 8K as an option also. Thinner borders around the LCD screen, whatever. New chip. Supposedly better battery life, but they don't tell, like they say this, huge leap in battery life, game on, but they don't, for the first time that I could ever remember, don't say anything about how much better battery. Now I got this one right here on the right. It's like, it almost looks gold. It's called Desert Titanium. I just liked it because I don't really like gold. The color gold, I'm not a fan. I like yellow. I don't like gold, but I do like copper. Copper is like a cool gold, or rose gold even. I don't mind a rose gold. It's not gay at all. But here's all the different flavors. This one is natural titanium. See the differences? This is the white. This is what I have right now. I went back to white titanium. I actually like that a lot. I have the iPhone 15 right now. Last year's model, Pro. And I like the white. I think it's nice. I like the white. And I've been rocking this basic bitch case. I usually go through a new case every couple days. Not couple days, couple months. Here's the black one. There you go. I don't think this is a good year to update unless you're far behind. I actually think last year's model, the 15, is probably the way to go. for most people. Get the 15, half the price, wait a year. I feel like next year Apple's going to take it to a different level. I think they're going to do foldables next year, I'm guessing. That's my guess. Let's look back at this video and see if I was right. I feel like they're going to get into foldables. Thin foldables. I think the next one is going to be like so thin and just as powerful as the 16 Pro. But half, like just stupid thin. Maybe it will fold up too. That's my guess. Anyways, those new iPhones are going to add spatial photos and spatial audio capture for the Vision Pro. The iPhone 16 introduces a new pill-shaped camera design, allowing AI features and a couple of new buttons, action and camera control, compared to the iPhone 15. But the entire iPhone 16 line, however, also comes with the ability to not only capture spatial video like the iPhone 15 Pro, but now spatial photos and audio. So all the videos that those new iPhones can take are all possible to put in 3D versions also. For the future. Look, in the future, you are going to be able to like there's a setting on your phone. I've talked about this already. It's in, if you go in your, let me try to find this live. I think I did this already once. We might just have to go back to that. If you go into general, I think. No. Let's don't go to general. If you go to, let me see, let me remember. No, it is general, it has to be general. Then you've got to go to, no, it's not in general. What the fuck? No, it's, oh God. I am too green teed for this. Why is it not showing up? You know what? I'll tell you some other time. Or just Google it. But there's a way to turn on spatial video on your iPhone. And the idea is that, see how these cameras are lined up like a VR helmet. That's my right eye and that's my left eye. What it does is it records kind of like a 3D vision of it. It puts those two angles together of the same image and it makes it 3D. So like if you film something, you get a 3D version of it that you can put your VR helmet on and like get close to and be like, wow, this is so much different. It's like 3D. It's a cool effect and it works great, especially like when you like record loved ones, especially pets. You know, it'd be nice if you miss your pet to look back and if you could be like, oh God, it's like I'm just, you know, it's depressing. Anyways, when you turn that setting on in your iPhone, and I'm sorry I couldn't find it for you right now. I don't feel like dealing with it. You'll get this, which is, oh God, why is it not showing now? Oh, that's why. Oh my gosh. Something happened. It's not showing now. Oh, it's too dark maybe? Oh, it's for video, dumbass. Okay, so now see how this is video on my phone. I was in photo mode. I'm fucking stupid. See this little VR headset? This will pop on when you turn on that setting. And then when you, God damn it. Gosh. When you have that, now it's going to save 2 copies of this video. Is it recording? Nope. Oh my God, I keep on doing that same thing. All right, so now it is recording not only a 3D version of me that I can watch. See, there's that, see that line, by the way? It's telling me to hold it straight because you don't want to make the people sick who are watching this video. So now it's recording a 3D version of me also. So I can watch this video later in VR, and it's like, oh, that's so cool, Brian. You are just so 3D right now. Yeah. And it just records it like normal. So when, if you're just doing this on your phone, there's no reason not to hit that button also and just record a secret special version of it that maybe you won't use for years later. But if you're ever at a cool concert or something really important, like, oh, you see a celebrity somewhere, just click on that extra button and it doesn't bother you at all that you're recording a 3D version that you will enjoy later. It's so weird that they just don't do that already. And obviously it's because it takes up so much extra space. But the cool thing is it takes a normal video that you can put on Instagram that just looks normal, but you're also secretly recording a VR version. And even myself, every time I open up my video app, I always forget to press that button. I still forget. When we were in Madison Square Garden though, I recorded at least half my videos were in VR though, so I have those forever. Like Madison Square Garden, I got 3D videos of Heidi's boobs in VR. It's a cool little setting that's on most people's recent iPhones that you should turn on. It's called spatial video. Hold on, let me ask this dumbass bitch. How do you turn on spatial video on an iPhone?
I found this on the web.
You don't even know? Wow, that's weird. What a dumb bitch. So you open your camera. You select the video mode. Oh, it's now just... I guess that setting just doesn't exist anymore. It's just you don't have to turn it on anymore, I don't think. That's what it's looking like. Who cares? I don't give a fuck anymore. Oh, here's one more news story, boys. Sharp and Japan's largest telecom unveil lightweight AR glasses, Mirza. Let's just look at whatever this video is. Let's see. Mirza. Mirza. That's it? What's this? Mirza. 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 It's the same thing. Mirza. All right. Sorry for that last one, guys. Not all of them are going to be winners. All right, guys. You know what? This is just a little taste test of what virtual Redban usually is. This is Virtualess Redban, where I'm not going to jump into VR. Usually virtual Redban's in two parts, and we take a little 20-minute break, and then I start streaming again. I'm in virtual reality, and I'm dressed like a woman and stuff like that. Well, I'm not doing that tonight. I got a bunch of shit I have to do, so I'm sorry. But every past episodes here on youtube.com/Redban, and a lot of deleted episodes can be found if you become a member for $5 a month. It also puts a bunch of extra videos and stuff in there. But also a lot of these videos get copyright stroke. So try to check them live. Hit that notification bell, that like button. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. I'll try to be back soon with a proper virtual Redban. May the best of your pasts be the worst of your futures.
I think they would have used their hands. They don't have to get like fucking forces out of straw. They would just take it out like they couldn't even make it.
Yeah.